Hi,
That one is
Mata.
always,
I miss you so
always
much.
polluted. The Waikiki
Hi,
Beach.
Nakalimutan ko si... Hi, Kuya. Miss ko si Sen. I love you, Sen. Si Sen. Miss ko na nga si Sen.
Thank you, sir.
This one.
No, that's not. So this is the one you see on that plane.
Anong bundok to?
What is that now, Hannah? Nawili Wili.
Bundok is the...
Wili-wili.
Nawili.
Ganun sila paulit-ulit. Yung salita.
No more,
Yeah,
no more R.
they repeat either a syllable or
Parang grade 1.
kili.
Got
They have it.
and even in Honolulu, you know,
The one that from here exclusively is Kauai.
Kauai,
Cooking.
yeah.
Kauai cooking.
But she can also take you guys to what you call that? Hannah?
Hilohati.
Hilohati. But it's cheaper at Walmart. With souvenirs, postcards and any kind of stuff. And possibly you guys all bought the postcards in Honolulu already.
Where did you stay in Honolulu?
Ito yung
Sabaw.
pinakbat walang sabaw.
Oh, luto ka. Nang dinding-ding.
Wag na.
It's raining. The coconut is raining. It's windy.
No. We didn't start. They usually post, there. Jellyfish and sharks. But they've been posting some kind of sort of jellyfish for the last, every time when it rains, that's where it is. Hannah is a good yeah, it's not the family. See different brackets, but you should see the family. Whatever.
What? Hang on one second. Brother.
No, thank you. Come on, Scotty. Are you gonna film a movie? dive sila over there.
May swimming bagla.
Yeah. Sabi magbanlaw lang ba sila kasi dirty.
Dirty. Kasi
I don't like the red. Very Kaya ka lumundag ka na ngayon. Lumundag ka na now. Now na. Hindi na. Meron na sasakyan. Kita niyo. Talaga. Right. Pwede mo picture dahil para may makasarap ko natin. Ilan mo, review ko muna dito. Kinimanin niya! Ito pa! What the? Kasi ayaw mo pa lumundag eh. Come on. You can do it.
What are you going to be doing?
Push rope.
I need my ID too.
But they fly like little birds. The little gray birds you see around the place, they're the Australian barred doves. Now the right around the garden, as I said earlier, is about a little over a mile right around. 30 acres in size. These colorful leafy plants on both sides here now. These are the crotons. There's many varieties of the croton. All different colors, sizes, shapes of the leaves. Now the tall trees along the lagoon on the left side, these are the royal palm trees. They're a native of Cuba. They were brought in by the old sea captains. On the left side here, there's pretty colorful flowers, the bougainvillea, also known as the paper flowers. There's many colors of that. You'll see it as you go through the gardens. On the right side is orange-yellow flowers. We call it Ohaiali'i, or the dwarf Potsiana. In Southeast Asia, they call it the peacock blossom. Yet in another part of the world, they call it the pride of Barbados.
The pride of Barbados.
Here on the left here, the plumeria. In Old Hawaii, they call it Puamelia. In Tahiti, they call it frangipani. The blossoms are very fragrant. And this is what they used to make their leis with. The banana plants on the right side, we call it mai'a. There's many varieties of the banana. This is the Filipino cooking banana. Just on the right side here now, this green oblong leaves, we call it la'i, Hawaiian tea plant, spelled T-I. Now in the olden days, we never had any refrigeration. This is the leaf we wrap the fresh food with. Hung it in a cool spot, it always stayed nice and fresh. We use it for cooking by wrapping the fresh food, steaming it or broiling it. We also use it in the underground oven, our imu. You'll see it when they take the pig out of the ground. Now the girls use the leaves for the hula skirts, and they use the root portion for the intoxicating beverage they call okolehau. The building on the left is our Liki Liki Hotel. So if you got a Liki Liki, that's where you check in. On the right side is a Luau Hale. You're going to come back there later on for cocktails and dinner.
All right.
Now the hedge on the left side here is a mock orange hedge. When it blooms, there's a little white blossom that is very fragrant. Just on the inside on the right here, this big tree is a koa tree belonging to the acacia family. Very beautiful hardwood. On the big island of Hawaii, they grow way up in the mountains. There they grow tall and straight. And that's the ones that they use to make their canoes with. The trees along the right side here now, along the lagoon, they're the shower trees. When they're in bloom, the one with the yellow flowers are known as the golden shower. We have one with the mixture of colors they call a rainbow shower. We have the big shower and the white shower. Once in a while we have a wet shower too. Here on the left here, the little white flowers, the star jasmine.
Star jasmine.
Little yellow beads on the left, the golden dewdrops. Then some of these trees here are still blooming here with lavender flowers. This is the Hong Kong orchid, the flower of Hong Kong. Very fragrant. You see some trees without any leaves on it, some seed pods. They're the St. Thomas trees. So they take turns in blooming with the Hong Kong orchid. When one stops, the next one blooms. The flower of the St. Thomas all look like the Hong Kong orchid, but pink in color. On the left, dark green leaves. The umbrella tree, the kids call it the octopus tree. When it blooms, the flowers look like tentacles of the octopus. Then the tree with the hair-like leaves, the Australian pine or the ironwood, broadened by the sugar plantations for windbreaks for the sugar cane fields. Good hardwood and good firewood. The yellow flower on the left side here, the yellow alamanda, also known as the golden trumpet. Now the body of water you see on the right side is our largest lagoon. We have fish in here weighing up to about 80 pounds. We call it the ulua. The English name is a Jack Terrell. There's some fish here about 7 feet long that's very fast. We call ava, the lady fish or the milk fish. We have the ama or the mullet, some barracudas, aholeholes, a lot of carp and Samoan crabs. Across the way is a little island. That island we call it the Japanese island. That's where a lot of weddings that take place there.
Wow.
On the left side here is our lagoon theater. You're going to come back here later on for the performance of the Golden People of Hawaii. This is bringing all the different ethnic races together, the songs, dances, and costumes. Very beautiful show. The Black Mountain in the back of the stage there is our baby volcano. And that is the only volcano in Hawaii that erupts only when we tell them to. Now these tall trees up to the right side here, dark green, the Norfolk pine or the Cook Island pine. We call it the Hawaiian Christmas trees. That's the one at Christmas time we put all the Christmas lights on.
Oh, yeah.
Inside to the right there, the tree with the yellow flowers, the Brazilian rose.
Wow.
Look like a giant rose. Doesn't have any scent to it, so they call it a poor flower. Here's more plumerias here now to the right.
Getting married,
They're just getting out of the dormant part of their life. So they're just starting to bloom and new leaves are coming out. Every plant has a different variety. They just had a wedding there to the right.
Yeah, we do.
On the left here, there's wide long leaves, the giant pandanus. We call it the giant lauhala. These are the leaves you use for weaving. Made all of the hats, the handbags, the slippers, their mats, and even the sails for the double canoes. The big tree to the right here, the false Kamani tree.
Wow.
Late December, January, the leaves all turn red and fall off.
Wow.
On the left side is a Milo. That is a Hawaiian hardwood. Red and yellow in color. When it's polished, it's beautiful. Here's some Chinese fan palms here on the left side. Then coming up on both sides of the pathway here on the ground, the Lawai fern. Now this is a scented fern. We use it for lei making and also tabletop decorations. On the left side, some of the split leaf philodendrons. Then coming up on both sides here, the golden bamboo. This is about the fastest growing bamboo in Hawaii. It grows about 6 inches every 24 hours.
Wow.
The larger bamboo they use for building of their homes. They make floats, fish traps, and also utensils. Here's another type of bamboo on the left side here. Use it for the fishing poles. The leaves are used for stuffing of their pillows, so they use everything they could find. On the right here, little red flowers, is the Mickey Mouse flower.
Oh, Mickey Mouse.
On the left side coming up, the red Ixoria. On the right on the ground is the bromeliads, no flowers now. But there's a tree here to the right with green and white leaves, some ugly fruit on it. That is called noni. That's a medicinal plant. The fruit, when it's ripe, they put it in a glass jar. Leave it in the sun, it just melts. And the liquid is what they drink. Let me tell you, it smells terrible and it tastes terrible. Yet it's supposed to be very good for high blood pressure and also diabetes. Now they're doing some cancer research on that. Then on the right side, you'll see little white and yellow flowers, the popcorn orchids. The canoe, that's a movie prop. Movie that was made on the island some time ago called Lieutenant Robinson Crusoe. Disney production.
Okay.
The big flowers, the pussy tail or the monkey tail, also known as a Chanel plant. On the left side here is green and white spiky leaves called mother-in-law's tongue. It has a very strong hemp in it. That's what they used to make their boat fix. Coming up to the right front is our Polynesian village. That's replicas what they have in the South Pacific. Coming up to the right side here, you see one of our silver pheasants. He just cruises all over the park. The palms coming up to the right side here. The golden fruited palm, what we call areca, usually used as a potted palm. Then on the left side, the paper bark trees. Very soft, you can peel the barks, otherwise known as melaleuca. On the right, the kukui or the candle nut. This is the state of Hawaii tree. This tree has a nut that contains a lot of oil. How they use it was they used to roast this nut. When it is hot, they threw it in cold water. The shell will fall apart. The contents would be whole. And they strung it up with the hard scent of the coconut leaf. And they burned it. Each nut burned about an hour, so they call it the candle nut. Later on, when the oil lamps came out, they extracted the oil from the nut, used it for fuel. Well, they just used to roast that particular kernel, mash it down with some Hawaiian rock salt, and use it for seasoning for their fish. They call it inamona. Very tasty. Medicinal-wise, this tree has many uses. But what they use the nut for is like a laxative. They call it the 1, 2, 3 nut. 1 you walk, 2 you run, and 3 you never make it. Now you can polish it, make some nice jewelry. The tree here, the big split leaves here on the left side. The ulu, the breadfruit. Those of you old enough may have seen a movie called Mutiny on the Bounty. That's a tree that got the captain in his hot water. To the right front there, Hawaiian sugar cane, soft and sweet. That's what we used to chew on, no candy before. The bird of paradise to the right. Then comes some colored tea leaves. Then coming up on the left side here in the water is a taro. We call it kalo. It's a corm, like a potato. You take it out, you wash it, steam it, and pound it or boil. Or you can slice it, eat it like a potato. Now the palms on both sides here now are the MacArthur palms, named after General MacArthur. They came from the Philippines, so they say we shall return. The sharp leaves on the right here, this plant, has no value whatsoever. Yet look at it, they call it the money tree. Just inside here, just started to bloom there on the right, the hanging heliconia. And here's some white ixoria here on the right, starting to bloom too. On the left side, the shell ginger. These are heliconia plants now on the left side here. They're not in bloom yet, but another month before they bloom. On the right, the tall palm in there. It's the traveler's palm or the giant white bird of paradise.
Wow.
The big tree to the left here, the rubber tree belonging to the ficus family. When it's young, it makes a nice potted plant. Look what happens when you take it out of the pot. The root system is terrible. And here on the right side here, some of the red ginger. The berm coming up to the left side here is the boundary of the gardens. Just on the other side is a moat. Across the way, some grazing land for the cattle. You'll see up to the left side here some yellow flowers called kolomona, or the scrambled egg plant. It's another medicinal plant. The trees here traveling under here called vili vili. It'll have seed pods later on. They're little red seeds. They use it for seed jewelry. Up front is our fruit orchard. We call our fruit basket. All kinds of fruits inside here. Good bananas, all varieties. On the right side is a menehune banana, like the leprechauns. The tree on the right is white flowers called ohia keokeo. The blossoms are edible like a lettuce in a warm salad. Back to the left side, star fruit, or carambola. The little fruit hanging on the tree here, on the left, the dill pickle tree. Looks like even tastes like dill pickles when it's ripe. This is the guava tree here on the left of us now. The big tree is the V apple. Has green apples that turn yellow when they're ripe. Then come the little bushes here on the left side, Kauai coffee. Between that is the star apple. It's a round apple there, you can see it, very milky. When you cut it in half, look like a star on the inside. Apple bananas on the left side. The best eating bananas in Hawaii. They're small but very tasty. To the right side here, the guava bushes, strawberry guava. Then on the left side here on the ground, the pineapple. There's some Hawaiian sweet potato here in this compound here. Very rare, we call it wala. Fig trees here inside here on the left. We have mountain apple, we have the sugar apples, we have the mangoes, Hawaiian oranges, macadamia nuts, everything's back there. See some guavas here on the left side there too. Right. On the right side is our Filipino village. Houses made of bamboo. The big tree here on the right called longano, the dragon eye. Small little brown fruit that's very sweet. Then on the left, the jackfruit, one of the world's largest. When it gets up when they cook it, and it's green, like a squash. When it's ripe, it's eaten as a fruit. Yet the seed inside is very big, and you boil it, it's almost exactly like peanuts. So they call it Asia's poor man's peanut.
Asian poor man's peanut.
Trees on the left side with dark green leaves and light bark. The allspice. You crumble the leaves, there's a beautiful aroma to it. Some avocado trees here on the right, some tangerine. And here on the left here now, this is a cashew nut. Now what happens after the flower, there's an apple that forms. The cashew nut forms just below the apple. The covering the cashew nut is very poisonous. So as soon as we see it, we cut it off. To the right is a lantern hibiscus. Then comes the pink hibiscus. On the left side is all tropical flowers. The trees in the far background used to be right next to the road. We cut it back, we founded extra land. Planted the flowers, the bananas, and the coconuts, and they're all doing very well. This is all part of the river's bed at one time. Now coconut trees, you see them all over the islands. At one time the coconuts are very precious to the Polynesians, especially when they travel long distances. You see, they need to take fresh water with them, and the coconuts carry a lot of water. The meat inside the coconut they use for food. It is oily enough on long journeys, you can use it to keep the skin down. The shell they use as a cup or utensil. The husk they could burn for fuel. So if they found a place they wanted to live, and the leftover coconuts they planted, when it grew up, the tree trunks could be used for their pillows for their homes, or they could hollow it out, make drums. The palm fronds used it for thatching of their roofs. They made hats, they made baskets, made all kinds of stuff with it. The young flower of the coconut, the bud, before it opened up, they tied the end and snipped off the point. And they collected a liquid. When they collected enough of the liquid, they heated it up. That's how they made sugar, so they knew how to live. Now this is our little hibiscus garden on our left here. In the back there, the big tall tree, that's a monkey pot. Beautiful hardwood. They use it to make bowls and dishes. Here we just use it for roosts for the peacocks. This is where they sleep at night.
Look at the peacocks.
A little powder puff tree to the left. And the big guy is called Aku Aku. It's a replica from the Easter Islands. Coming up on the left side, a little hut that's been thatched with the palm fronds of the coconut. You'll see some trees shaped here coming up on the left side, using the ironwood or the Australian pine. The trees to the right and left front here, these are the Royal Poinciana. They don't look too good right now, but when they're in full bloom, they're beautiful. Then it's known as a flame tree. Little big flowers on the right side here, a rose-colored Jatropha. The white hedge on the left side, red hibiscus, the snowflake hibiscus. And if you look back to the left here on the big monkey pod tree, some vines there with big yellow flowers, a cup of gold. Here on the left is more colors of the bougainvillea. Coming up to the right side is bright orange flowers, the African tulip. There's 3 varieties. There's the orange, the red, and the yellow. Then more bougainvillea coming up to the right side. On the left, you'll see this open land here. We cut all the trees back, hoping to plant flowers. But when the river rises, it's all full of water. So this is where the animals play. That's their sanctuary. The trees outside there to the left and right along the riverbank. And up to the river, you've seen it on both sides. You can see what it looks like from the inside here, where they cut back. It's called how, spelled H-A-U. Look at it, you can see why they call it how. How and the devil are you going to get through? The bigger branches used for the outriggers for their canoes, the smaller branches for the fishnet floats, and the dried wood used for fire by friction. The bark you can strip and make good strong rope. The inner bark you use it for the hula skirts and also for thread. Coming up to the right side is little purple flowers on these vines, the sandpaper vine. The leaves are rough like sandpaper. And coming up to the right front here, you'll see some vines with pink flowers, the Mexican creepers. Then another tree to the right coming up here, vines hanging all over it, the wax vine called Hoya. It grows only on living trees. After this little arch here, there's one pole here with some seed pods called Stephanotis. And that blooms as a white blossom, very fragrant. The next one is a Hawaiian vine called Pakalana, little yellow flowers. Then comes the baby wood roses. The next pole is the lilikoi or the passion fruit. A little further down with the lavender blossoms is the mustard or the garlic vine. Don't touch that vine, the vine smells terrible. On the left side is trees of tamarind. You can see the beans like hanging on it. Now when it's green, it's very sour. Use it as a supplement instead of using salt when you cook, especially when you cook seafood and soups. When it's ripe, the outer shell is very brittle. The content is still very tart. In Southeast Asia, they roll it in sugar and give it to the kids for candy. Here on the right here, the purple bush, the snow bush. Late December and January, they all turn white. That's the only kind of snow we have. And coming up on the left side here, the pretty red hibiscus. Our tour is coming to an end. I'd like to ask you to please stay seated. I'll let you know when to get off. You'll get off on the right side of the tram only, please. Inside to the right, you can see the sand pile here. This is our imu, our underground oven. 6 o'clock, we'll have our imu ceremony. But we'll come back and explain to you how we prepare the food and we'll dig it out. The tree with the beautiful bark to the right is called a Mindanao or New Guinea gum tree. To the right of that is a paper bark, the Melaleuca. Up front here is the golden dewdrops. If you want some nice chilled water, see that handsome guy back there. If not, watch your step as you get off.
Hey everyone, and aloha.
Aloha.
Thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Kamika Smith. Good old Hawaiian name, yeah? This is our family business. It started 60 years ago with my grandparents. Grandma and Grandpa started the Waihua River Cruises up to the Fern Grotto that many years ago. And about 20 years ago, we started doing luau's here at Smith's Tropical Paradise. So still a family business. Grandma, not here tonight. Must be something good on TV. She's 98, but she still comes to work every now and then. She's our generation number 1. You'll meet my dad very shortly. Second generation with my aunt working inside. And my mom, second generation. I'm third generation. There's my brothers and some cousins working as well tonight. And then fourth generation dancing in the show later on tonight. That's 2 of my cousins' kids who are old enough to work. So fifth generation running around. They're only about 7 years old, so we figure we'd give them another year, and we'll put them to work after that. So, thanks for joining our family. Now, sometimes people say, why the name Smith at a Hawaiian luau, yeah? Great-grandpa, he was from England, came over, went to all the Hawaiian Islands, fell in love with great-grandma here on Kauai, and that's how we got the name Smith. So, thanks for taking a chance, coming to a luau with the name Smith. Yeah. Great-grandma was pure Hawaiian there. So we are a Hawaiian family with the name Smith. Now, this is an emu here. IMU is a spelling. It means pit in Hawaiian. We have 3 of these on the property, a larger one closer to the kitchen. That way we cook the pigs earlier. That way we don't have to wait around for dinner. So this one here would be ready when you go up for seconds or thirds. Okay? It usually takes about a half hour to get all the bones out. But when we're done taking this pig out here, we're going to have you walk across the little bridge there, over to that building. That's where cocktails and dinner is going to be served. Okay? All you can drink? Yay. Yeah.
All you can eat?
As well, too.
Oh,
yeah. So first thing you want to do when you go in, go find some seats. Okay, it's open seating. There are a number of reserved tables for some large parties, usually for parties of 6 or more. Every place also is open seating. Don't worry about sitting next to the stage in here because it's only cocktail music there. The main show held further back in the gardens at our theater, and it's all theater seating there, so all good seats, okay? Now, once you find your seats, hit the bars, okay? All the bars on the left side of the building as you go in. The farthest bar on the other side is our Mai Tai Punch Bar. Mai Tais are made with 2 different types of rums and some fruit juices, so there is alcohol in there, okay? As you work your way back this way here, there's a table with some red juice on it. That's a non-alcoholic fruit punch. There's some water on there as well. And then the main bar will be the closest one to us here. That one has beer, wine, soft drinks, and your standard liquors in there as well, okay? So as I said, have fun, all you can drink, but I gotta tell you a few alcoholic beverage laws from the state of Hawaii. Drinking age here in Hawaii for alcoholic beverages, 21. So if you kind of look around that age, they may ask for an ID inside, okay? Also you can, let's see, today's Friday. The liquor commissioner comes around on Friday, so please don't give your kids liquor. Thank you. Big walk around and just check to make sure everybody's legal. Bars close right around 7:30. That's when we all start heading down to the theater. Okay. Dinner served buffet style. We'll call you up to the buffet lines by tables. That way it's not a mad rush up there. So if you're not the first one called up, go have another Mai Tai. Okay. It'll make the poi taste a lot better. Yeah. Poi, you'll see the poi on the buffet line. Poi and kalua pig goes well together. So try it that way. Best way to eat your poi. There's a little plastic cup. Put your poi in the plastic cup. Okay? That way it'll keep it separate from the rest of your food. Okay? Now what you want to do then is dip your pork or chicken or something else in there. Okay? So poi is like the Hawaiian starch. So you got to try it. You probably heard about it. This is the place to do it. You're in Hawaii. Now, it's all you can eat, so you go back as many times as you want. All we ask is wait until everybody goes through the line first, and then go for your seconds after that, okay? On the other side of the building is our Liki Liki house. Please Liki Liki over there. There's one further up at the theater. That one's in Hawaiian, so good luck with that one, okay? And then finally, our family has a tradition. We do a little blessing over the food right before calling you up to the buffet line. So at that moment in time, we'll ask for a moment of silence, do the little blessing, and then start calling you up by tables up to the buffet line, okay? Thank you. Here's our emu masters coming up through here. They're going to start off the emu ceremony with the blowing of the conch shell. And then my dad's going to come up, tell you the story about how they put the pig together, and you'll see the pig come out very shortly. So have a good time. We'll see you inside. Mahalo.
Thank you. The blowing of the conch shell is a call to dinner, facing the mountains to the sea, to the rising and now to the setting sun. Good evening, everybody, and aloha. Aloha. Thank you. We'd like to welcome all of you here to our tropical paradise. The first event of the evening, of course, is our emu ceremony, or the unearthing of the emu. Imu is our underground oven. This is Hawaii's answer to the microwave. One thing cooks Hawaiian style very, very slowly. Going back in history a little bit, one time man worshipped fire. He knew that some of the food he had to be cooked. He couldn't eat its natural state. In other words, raw. Like everybody else, Hawaiians had a trial and error period. Some of them burnt the food so bad they couldn't eat it. This is one particular method of cooking Hawaiians perfected. We call this art of cooking kalua. Simply digging a pit and burying it. Now if you go down to the South Pacific, all of our Polynesian cousins, everybody had their own way of doing it. This is how the Hawaiians did it. The size of the pit depends what you're going to put inside.
New
You cook
Zealand.
anything in here. Beef, fish, chicken, pork. They put the sweet potato, the taro, the breadfruit, even dessert. All we have here tonight is our kalua pua, with a kalua pig, and some Hawaiian rice pudding for dessert. Now this pit is 4 feet wide, 5 feet long, and about 3 feet deep. Once the pits are usually dug, we look for firewood. We don't burn any kind of firewood. We like a good hardwood, something what we call kiavi. Now it's similar to the mesquite. Hardwood give good strong fire. We don't have that, we use Australian pine or the ironwood. The wood is cut in pieces and put on the bottom. On top of the wood we put this porous rock. We call it pohaku. This is lava rock. Has been rolling in the stream, so it's rounded off. But if you want to go home and try something like this, fine. But please don't use your rock. Most of your rock is solid. And you heat them up, they explode like a bomb. This gets red hot. So once the rocks are placed on the firewood, the fire is started. But an hour and a half or 2 hours later, the rocks are red hot. The leftover firewood is then taken out. All what's going to cook the pig in here is just the hot rocks. So while the fire is going, we go out to the garden, cut some of the banana plants. Banana, we call it maia. The trunk of the banana contains a lot of water. That is cut in pieces, mashed, and put on top of the hot rocks. On top of that, we put the banana leaves and the tea leaves. This is where the pig would sit, right on top of it. Now the pigs you use, they'll raise commercially. So to get this all nice and clean, all we gotta do is season it. And there's only one kind of seasoning we use. It's called pa'akai, Hawaiian rock salt, sea salt. We have old salt beds on the island. It's rubbed through the cavities of the pig. The pig pot slits are made and salt is put in. Then we put some of the hot rocks inside of the pig to help cook from the inside out. This is put in this morning about 10 o'clock. 6-7 hours is plenty. You can leave it longer if you want to, but you gotta be sure you have enough banana leaves on the needle, otherwise it'll burn. The topping here is Hawaii's beachfront property, sand. Very expensive real estate. What we use at home is what we call lepo, the earth, the dirt. Gives us a better bond. But this is easy for these guys to take out. The cloth like you see here under here, it's actually some old bed sheets. So those of you in nearby hotels or condos, when you get back, check your bed. Keep everything clean on the inside. After this, just wash it, dry it, and use it again. Now this pit is so hot, you can take this pig out, put another one in here, by tomorrow morning be cooked.
Ooh, look at that.
See the leaves placed on top here now, the banana leaves. That will help direct the steam down into the pork. To help melt most of that fat. This type of cooking is like steaming and roasting. Most of the fat on the pig is sort of melted down to the bottom of the pit. Under that, on top of the pig we have the na'i or the tea leaves, which gives a good flavor. In the pot is the Hawaiian rice pudding.
Rice.
Before the night's over, all of this inside here be all burnt up.
Oh, you're taking video, huh? Ooh.
See, they grab the hot rocks in his bare hands. It is hot. At home we use tongs. But they wanted to show the pretty ladies that they're lovers, they got hot hands. Give them a hand, it's a nice job. Now this won't look like this here on the display line. All the skin, the bones, everything be taken off. Nothing is cut, everything just shredded. When it comes out, it's soft, juicy. And let me tell you, if you listen to me, remember this one word. It is ono.
Oh no, it's
not
delicious.
ono, but ono.
Oh
It's
no.
delicious. Thank you for coming out. If any of you want to take pictures, the guys would love to have you. Otherwise, make it over the bridge. The bar's open. Have a good evening. And aloha.